Welcome to LollieTasking with ADHD. I am your host, Dr. Lola, a multi-passionate mom of three, a physician, and an ADHD life coach because, like most of you amazing women listening, I have ADHD. Join me as we chat about how ADHD affects our lives and learn strategies to help us all thrive, not just survive, with ADHD so we can live the life we want while accomplishing all our goals. Let's get started. Hello, LollieTaskers. Again, I am Dr. Lola, a physician, a lifestyle strategist for women, and an ADHD trained life coach. My goal is to help women who have had their life or brain sabotaged, their efforts to live in the fulfilled life they want actually show up in their full potential without being overwhelmed or sacrificing any time for their loved one. Because that was my story, y'all. I do this by not only teaching these women how to create strategies and systems, but also how to implement their personalized strategies in a way that is doable, achievable, and able to maximize their time because you guys know we have limited time and increase their effort on everything that matters to them. So, welcome to Lolly Taskers. So, before we get started, I wanted to share this with you guys because I really was supposed to record this 40 minutes ago. Um, and I broke one of my cardinal rules. And I keep reminding myself that, boo, you have ADHD. You have these rules for a reason. So I usually have my phone on was that thing like screen time where I can't log into anything except for my Bible app early in the morning when I wake up. And most of you guys know I work via block scheduling, and my business or podcast recording usually happens very early in the morning before the children wake up. Because I have to go wake them up, get them ready for school or whatever. So the mornings are actually my most productive time of the day. So I do a lot of these things that I love to do and I want to get out earlier and sooner, earlier in the day rather than later in the day. And one of my cardinal rules is do not open your phone early in the morning. Well, I decided, you know what? I have to check my schedule about something that I had forgotten to do, which was not needed at the time. It really was not. From there, I checked my schedule and then I remembered I had to do it. I had to check an email. And then I checked the email and I remembered, oh my gosh, how did to sign up for this online summit? Then I signed up for the online summit, which I ended up buying a course I did not need. Okay. So, and then 40 minutes goes by and I was like, oh snap, I have 25 minutes left. In an hour, I was supposed to do something. So there are two options I could have done. I could have given up and cried, oh my God, there it goes again. That's my ADHD. Or I could be like, Lola, get your ish together. Get it together, child. Get it together. Because obviously, so early in the morning, I usually don't take my medication first in the morning. Maybe I should start doing that. But it's early in the morning, so I was like, well, yeah, let's just retrain, let's re-strategize, let's replan. Like that's the thing. Again, make sure you have your screen time locked, and the only thing you can do is your Bible. Okay, I did do my Bible first, then it was after the Bible. There was something in the verse that actually triggered me. Like I want to be like, I blame God because if I had not read my Bible, I won't be triggered. But I blame myself. That triggered me to check the schedule. But I thought that was interesting. And this is something I think I'm gonna say I'm gonna add to the podcast because I realize that a lot of people think I'm perfect, and I am not perfect. I thrive with my ADHD because it's something that I live with. It's part of my life. It's something that I cannot change, and it's something I embrace. And in me embracing it, I'm able to um, go in a positive light. And that actually brings me to my story for today, or something that happened, not a story for today. So, something that happened in the sacred group I'm part of, I will not name the group, the platform, If it's online, if it's offline, wherever. I'm not saying where it is because this is a secret group. And the person left a comment anonymously. They had even put their name. I won't even talk about this. But since it's anonymous, I thought I share it. Um, so let's call her Miss Ann because I like to give names to things. She said they felt that ADHD makes them unique, and although they understand the challenges that come with it, the identification of more people with ADHD doesn't make them feel as unique as they felt before, right? They also felt that seeing many people with ADHD being able to accomplish things they were not able to accomplish in their life. Also, these people are put together, way more put together than they are. So they have a sense of envy. And because they have that sense of envy, they felt disappointed in themselves. Um, and because they are not that person, like they see people who quote unquote have it all together, right? um and they strive to be like those people, but they're not like those people, so they feel a sense of envy. I don't know if this person is male or female, but I'm gonna say female, and I'm gonna say Miss Ann, okay? And when I read that, y'all, my first reaction is, girl, if you only knew. Okay, that was my first reaction. And then my second reaction is, in my effort to showing people that you can thrive in life in spite of your ADHD, am I also showing, like I'm showing hope, right? I want to show hope. But am I also showing them false hope? Like, am I showing them like a perfectionistic part of my ADHD, right? Like, I'm showing them I'm a pediatric cardiologist. I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a this, and a that, da, 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 blah, blah. I have this, I do this, I do this, blah, 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 right? But am I in doing that also telling them you need to get to the standard, right? And if you are not at that standard, you're not capable, right? And in me also doing that, and I don't really talk about my vulnerability, which I thought I did, but like I'm thinking back, I'm like, do I really talk about the vulnerabilities? Um, am I showing them like it's almost impossible for them, right? Because they're not realizing that the reason why I show up the way I show up is because I have the systems in place that help me, aka what happened this morning. And when I break those systems, life don't turn out the way it's supposed to, right? Um, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Okay, that's science. So, like, I started to wonder, and in in great ADHD mode, I started to like, did you contribute to this, Lola? Like, what are you? Like, this person had nothing to do with me. They were just having their own conversation, okay? And then here goes Lola saying, like, like, you know? And what came out of this self conversation? You guys know we're always in our heads, so I talk to myself a lot in my head. So, what came out of this self conversation was the fact that the realization that if this one person feels this way, and I know I've had clients who've told me this, and I've been able to dispel that myth to them. Um, like maybe there are other people who feel this way out there, and this podcast today is dedicated to you guys. Okay, if what I truly believe, and I'm so proud of Miss Anne, we call it Miss Anonymous, was able to like share their feelings about this because these are real feelings that are probably out there and we're not talking about, right? So life is far from perfect, y'all. Let's just go back to the beginning, okay? Circa 2007, 2008, this is what, 14 years? I can't do math, yeah, I'll do the math. I don't remember. Feel free to shade me if I'm wrong on my math skills. But like many of you, I've had ADHD all my life. You can click the first episode. That's why I talk about my story, my ADHD. So we're not going to go into my whole story. But I am, by definition, an overachiever. By nature, I'm an overachiever and I work hard. And I'm not saying people don't work hard. I actually work too hard in masking my ADHD. ADHD has cost me many life experiences, many friendships, many opportunities, too many to count. Okay? But here's the thing, I can focus on those, or I can focus on the ones that I have been able to achieve. It's not being in denial, is leaving the past behind, right? Because if I keep looking at the rear view mirror, let's say you were driving your car, if you keep looking at the rear view mirror, you're not going to be able to focus on the front and where you're going. So I have chosen not to focus on the rear view mirror and say, you know what? What do I need to do about it now? Okay. I can focus on that, or I can just focus on what I'm able to achieve and what I'm going to be able to achieve if I have the systems in place. Please know that for the many successes I've had, there are at least 10 to 100 opportunities that I have lost when especially when my ADHD is not under control. And this is the reason why I am so passionate about having people get coaching and help. It is because I, of all people, know the cost of not having your ADHD under control. I almost did not get into medical school because my test taking zone out during exams was horrible. So I compensated by overstudying, which cost me many family time, many friends time that I would never get back. We cannot get the time we've lost back. Okay. Thank God I got into medical school my first try, but let me tell you, it was a perfect school for me, but I will tell you, it was not my first choice. Let's just keep it real. Okay. I have totaled at least, no, not at least, just two. I have totaled two car and almost died in both accidents because of my ADHD. In one, um, while I was in medical school, I zoned out daydreaming and I did not see the car who thought they could break the yellow light. So I had greens. I was supposed to go. So I had the right of way. I wasn't at fault, right? But the car that was coming broke the yellow light and I should have been paying attention to slow down for the car. Yes. So these till today leads to extreme anxiety when I am crossing intersections. I look like 10,000 times before I cross any intersections. Okay. And the other accident was while I was driving to residency. This, I don't know if I could blame my ADHD because I was also in a ride, but my impulse of like I was just in my head. You know, like when I drive, I tend to be in my head. And by the time I saw the car speeding, I didn't have time to move out of the way for them. And my car spun like multiple times and almost tumbled into the meridian. Is it called the meridian? I don't know. And my car was totaled, like totality. I almost ended my marriage. I won't blame ADHD, but yeah, okay, because of the emotional dysregulation that comes with it. So these are just a few of the things that have affected me. These are just few. I could continue to name and name and name and name and name and name. I did not mention academic or work achievements because in those I had to overcompensate, like I said. Okay. ADHD also affects our whole life. It's just not academic and work and business. So for many people that are doing well in one, they may not be doing well in the other. So comparison is really just a thief of joy because you don't know the whole story of that person. Those people who seem to be holding it all together in one aspect may actually be failing in another aspect. So I just want to go through um, 5 things I want you to think about if you are that person that does not have their ADHD together. Okay? Number one, do not compare yourself to others. And if you do, let your comparison be a positive motivator. Have you heard this? Like, let your haters be your motivator. Now, it's let you comparing yourself be a motivator. I actually do this. I love surrounding myself with people who achieve more than I do because it motivates me that if they can do it, I can do it too. Because as a child of God, I don't believe that God did not bring me to this world to not achieve the purpose He has made me for, right? So if they can do it, I'm going to figure out how they did it and learn from them. Comparison is a thief of joy, but it only steals your joy when you come from a place of, I can't, right? Use the comparison as a motivator, like I said. Use it as a hope of what you can achieve and not what you have not been able to achieve. The good thing about people with ADHD is we love to help. So when you see someone who is doing well with their ADHD, ask them, how are you doing well with your ADHD? This is why, even as a peds cardiologist and as a this and that, I decided to go get additional training in coaching, specifically for ADHD, because I know how hard life can be if you do not have your ADHD under control. However, when you have your ADHD under control, the sky is the limit. This does not mean you're not going to work towards it. This does not mean it's going to come easy. What this means is now you can tackle it the way that will really work for you. Okay? That's number one. Use comparison as a positive motivator. If you're going to compare yourself, use it as a positive motivator. Number two, are you a solo ranger? A lot of people doing well have a team that helps them by become who they really are. If you have ADHD, you have to try to figure out what kind of person am I? A lot of time people just like, oh, I like to do things by myself. I don't work well with others. Da, 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 da. Okay, you may not work well with others, but you need people around you to support you. Do you have a team or are you struggling on your own? Your life is your number one brand. And you are the CEO of Me LLC, okay? I am the CEO of Lola LLC. You are the CEO of Ann LLC. You are the CEO of Julie LLC. You need to think of yourself like that. And how many successful, let's underline that successful CEO, multimillionaire CEOs, do you know that don't have people helping them? I'm waiting. Not that many. So now you have to ask yourself, who are the people helping you in your brand? Your brand is your life. Let's keep it real. At home, I have all sorts of help helping me with the minutiae that I do not like to do and my ADHD brain just does not like to do. That way I only have to deal with the big upper level things. We lost our home support like the last 2 months, and let me tell you, baby, we are currently struggling at home. And I have had to bring the kids in to take ownership of some parts of the things at home because this person right here cannot do it all alone. I have an army working with me to help me be who I am. And this is what I teach my clients at Accomplish with Ease. You are the CEO of your life. You need board of directors, managers, manage angels, managers to help you achieve your goal. These are coaches, these are assistants, these are copy editors, these are brand specialists, this is your ADHD medication, this is your therapist, this is your psychologist. But let me tell you, but once you have all these persons of people, put together to help you, you are good. That being said, I still jumble my words on my podcast. I just made a little jumble. I am still the one who types 1001, like writes out a comments on groups and have to go edit it. Thank God for edit 1001 times on Facebook because now I'm starting to act. Or I just commented impulsively, and my response, first of all, is not giving the connotation I meant for it to give. And the typos make me feel like a freaking kindergartner, right? So I have to go back and edit it. I am still that person. So I could focus on the fact that I suck when I'm trying to reply or while I'm trying to talk, right? And I don't even like to use that word suck, right? But I could talk about the challenges of that. Or I could focus on the fact that, listen, I have a team that helps me and they help me be who I am. So, number one, let your comparison be your motivator. Number two, don't do it alone. You need your army around you. Number three, and we're almost done. Listen to your emotions. What are your emotions trying to tell you? If you feel some type of way that people are doing better than you, be curious about it. With our emotion and our emotional dysregulation, we put so much stake on our emotions. But once we understand that our emotions are just compasses to our beliefs and values, and trying to lead us in the right direction and away from the wrong direction, we start to see our emotion a little bit better, and we start to see more as a curiosity compass for us. The problem comes from when we express them inappropriately. This is why it is so easy for me not to judge during my coaching session. Like even when sometimes my clients get like, "Oh, Dr. Lola, I know we were supposed to work on this, but I just could not get myself to do it." I don't go, no, I don't do that. Because we're in this together, girl. We're team on this. We're team goal slayer on this. Okay? And whatever they feel is truly just a compass leading them to what needs to be done. So my job is to help them clear the foggy glass from the compass so they can see, is it going northwest, northeast? Am I going in the right direction, or do I need to turn around? Okay. So number one, let your comparison be your motivator. Number two, have an army around you. Number three, let your emotions be your compass. Number four, focus on the gain, not the gap. What does that mean? As humans, we are amazing on focusing on where we have not gotten, and we tend to forget where we are coming from. Don't get to a place where, because we're not where we need to be yet, right? We start to worry about, oh my gosh, this, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. And that brings a lot of anxiety, a lot of frustration, a lot of worry, a lot of, oh my gosh, what is life, right? Whereas if you focus on the place you've actually achieved, it brings gratitude, it brings peace. It actually gives you motivator to be able to close that quote unquote gap you think you missed. But if you always focus on the gap, then you always feel like you cannot do it. But if you focus on the gain, then you feel, well, I have done A, maybe I can do B. Okay? So, recap. Number one, use your comparison as a positive motivator. Number two, have an army that helps you. Number three, use your emotion as a compass. Number four, focus on the gain and not the gap. And number five, realize that ADHD is lifelong management. Like I said this morning, I still fumbled this morning, y'all. 40 minutes. Okay. So now I have to restructure my planning to be able to be like, okay, now I have lost that 40 minutes. I still have to get to my next block when I need to get to my next block. So I may not finish this block. So all I'm actually going to end up doing is recording this podcast instead of recording the podcast and something else. And then the other thing I'm supposed to do, I'm going to try to find a way to squeeze it into different parts of the day because it still needs to be done today. Okay. But because I know that, now I have a heightened awareness of being focused because I've already lost 40 minutes. I need to find a way to gain that 40 minutes throughout the 16 hours I have left in the day. Because 8 hours you need your rest, right? If I was a diabetic and I'm doing well on my insulin, and I stop, I'm talking type 1 diabetes now, and I stop taking my insulin because now my sugar levels are better. Am I still a diabetic? Yes. No wonder my sugar levels go back up because I'm not taking my insulin. That is the same thing with us and ADHD. We need systems, we need structures, we need coaching therapy. And yes, sometimes we also need medication to be able to be who we are. I need all those things to be able to be who I am. I have just done it so long that now it has become automatic and it does not feel like a chore. That's my secret sort of being the fabulous me. Trying to do things so much that it becomes automatic and my brain doesn't have to think about it. But it takes you being in a situation where you are encouraged to continue to do it over and over and over. I show what is doable because I want people to know what is possible if they stop avoiding their ADHD. Your ADHD is not going anywhere. You either confront it and work with it, or it will confront you and you would not like how it affects you. Okay? So I'm just going to round up with that. So I'm going to finish with this is why I have created Accomplish with Ease. Accomplish with Ease is a yearly membership, yes, yearly, where you create your blueprint to help your ADHD. And your blueprint is basically like if you're an architect, you have a print of the house, right? That's your sketch. So that's your blueprint to help your ADHD. Blueprints has strategies, what I like, what I don't like, what works for me, what doesn't work for me that you can use. You have weekly group coaching with me. You have a master class at least once a month that substitute that weekly group coaching with an ADHD expert that comes and talks to us about certain things. Sometimes it's things people have asked me to bring people in for, and sometimes it's other things. You get supports from we have a client concierge that also doubles as your accountability person. Usually weekly, you tell us what your goals and intention is. We follow up on you in a non-judgmental way, obviously. We have planning sessions because when we plan, our planning is our GPS to get us to where we need to be. So we have planning sessions that help us with that. And the best part of it is the community of non judgmental, like minded women who want to be goal slayers. We want to be goal slayers and achieve our goals together. So all links will be in our show notes. But if you want to say what is she even talking about and how does ADHD affects me and how can ADHD coaching help me, go to awe.lollytasking.com backspace ADHD coach and you can learn about that, okay? And here's a quote I'm going to leave with you guys today. There is no reason between the sun and the moon. Sorry, I said that wrongly. There's no comparison. No, there's no reason. I was like, what did I just say? There's no reason. There is no comparison between the sun and the moon. They shine when it's their time. You may feel like it's not your time to shine right now, but baby, it's coming. But it's going to come because you put in that work and effort and you want it to come by getting all the strategies you need and not avoiding your ADHD. Don't avoid your ADHD, okay? Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. And I know it's been hard, but remember, it is the courage to continue that counts. And that's it for today's LollieTasking episode. And just remember, the main thing is to just look at everything that I've talked about and say, okay, am I a solo ranger? Is my emotion my compass? Do I have my team? Do I have a coach? Right? Do I need a medication? Um, do I, what else did I say? Do I see ADHD as a lifelong management? Am I focusing on my gain and on my gap? Okay. And again, this episode was dedicated to Miss Anne and everyone else out there that are just feeling like they're not winning like the rest of the world. All right. So, as usual, after listening to this episode, think about it. If you could do one thing, you don't have to do all five things I listed. Pick one that you feel like, you know, you connect with the most and do that. What is the one thing you would do? Write it down and create a plan and schedule it, okay? And I'm going to wrap up because we're at the half hour. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you had an amazing and intentional week, an amazing time with me, an intentional week ahead. Don't forget to follow us on IG at LollieTasker, or you can also email me if you have any topics you want me to discuss, or just want to chat with us at hello@lollytasking.com. Also, guys, don't forget to leave a review. You may just get a shout out on our future episodes. If you are ready to do something about your ADHD, are motivated or want to learn how coaching can help you with your ADHD, please visit awe.lollytasking.com/ADHD coach. You can also join our coaching membership um, via that same link and be a goal slayer like us. Accomplish with ease, where we can go in depth, learn about ADHD, learn strategies, everything, girl. I have everything you need to succeed at your ADHD in that group. So that's it. And oh, I wanted to mention also, if you also want to talk more extensively about this topic, please join our Facebook group. It is this big disclaimer. I do too many things, okay? So this Facebook group is really more people who love the podcast who want to talk about it. They do it. I comment sometimes, but not all the time. All links will also be in our show notes. Um, so if you have any questions, just let me know, okay? So next time, remember, you can do it too with some planning, a little bit of balance, and a dash of determination. This is LollieTasking with ADHD. Thanks for hanging out with us on another episode of LollieTasking with ADHD. If you like what you've heard today, I would love for you to click the subscribe button, rate, and leave a great review, in addition to sharing with your friends. Your review allows visibility and also allows other amazing women to find this podcast. Also, if you have any questions or topics you would like for us to discuss, please contact me via direct message on Instagram at LollieTasker or email us at hello@lollytasking.com. Till next time, this is LollieTasking with ADHD.